the rule of law and good governance in our beloved motherland, Zimbabwe. We take pride in the fact that we are an independent and sovereign nation. I want, therefore, to congratulate all the national institutions involved in the conduct of these elections, in particular, the Independent Zimbabwe Election Commission. The elections have come and gone. I'm humbled by the trust and confidence that you, my fellow countrymen and women, have reposed on me to once again serve as president of our great country, Zimbabwe. There is much more work to be done. Together, as one united people, we shall continue on the growth trajectory witnessed over the last 5 years. No one and no place will be left behind. I thank most heartily all those who contested in these elections, in particular the presidential candidates. There are no winners or losers, but one united people of Zimbabwe. Thus far, we have shamed our detractors who wish to see us divided and in turmoil. We shall forever remain a united, peace-loving and resilient people, from Zambezi to Limpopo, Plumtree to Mtare, proudly singing one national anthem and one national flag. May I pay tribute to all our churches for promoting peace and harmony. I equally take this opportunity to thank the various election observer missions who have been witnessing our electoral processes without bias. As a sovereign state, we continue to call on all our guests to respect our national institutions as they conclude their work. My dear fellow Zimbabweans, countrymen and women, in this post-election period that we are now entering, let us remain vigilant and jealously guard the prevailing peaceful and tranquil environment in our motherland. That which unites us is much greater than that which could ever divide us. I further call on us all to return to work with a greater sense of purpose towards increased production and productivity across all sectors. We are hard-working people, and more success is ahead as we accelerate the attainment of Vision 2030, guided by our philosophy, Nyika inovakwa, igotongwa, igonamatigwa nevene vayo, ilize lakiwa libuswe, likulekelwe ngabanikazi valo. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe. I thank you. Thank you for congratulating me for winning these peaceful, transparent, and fair elections. My trust by my new government will be towards the consolidation of our food security in Zimbabwe. That's the primary objective. We want to continue to remain food secure, both in terms of corn or grain, as well as in our wheat production. As a matter of fact, currently we believe we have excesses of both maize and wheat in the country. But I'm informed that we are likely to have an El Nino climate attack this coming summer season. Because of that, we shall continue to pursue the increasing of irrigation in our country so that we have more hectarage under irrigation. We have, fortunately, abundant water bodies in the country, but we shall also continue to create more dams as well as create more hectarage under irrigation where under the current dams we still have space to create more irrigation facilities. That is with regard to food security. Secondly, we are lucky that Zimbabwe is endowed with vast minerals. We shall continue to create an investment environment in the country to attract more and more investment, direct foreign investment in the mining sector, which we shall use to modernize and industrialize and grow our economy. As you are aware that we are still under sanctions and our economic growth depends solely on our domestic or local resources. Third, we shall make sure that we spread development across the entire spectrum of our country, leaving no one and no place behind, so that every single household should be food secure and have access to both health and education. All these matters are very critical and are primary in our approach to developing our motherland, Zimbabwe. As regards your second question, yes, I'm aware that some observer missions went beyond their call of duty and began interrogating legislation passed by our parliament. It is my view that every single sovereign country passes their legislation through their legislature, and Zimbabwe is not an exception. And the legislature is composed of the people of this country, and it is through that arm of the state where we regulate what we want as a country. I don't think it is in the mandate of election observers to interrogate institutions of a sovereign government, the judiciary, the legislature, and governance. I believe that their mandate is to observe the transparency, peacefulness, and the fairness of the conduct of elections, which I'm happy to say no one questions that. Can I assure you that I did not conduct the elections? I competed with them in this race to win the elections, and I'm happy that I've won the race. I think those who feel the race was not run properly should know where to go to complain. I'm so happy that the race was run peacefully, transparently, and fairly, broad daylight. And I'm happy that there was huge turnout by our people I'm sure that very few people in this country will say that the elections were marred by any violence, because there was no violence at all. And I think this is what we should, as Zimbabweans, cherish and continue to maintain. This is now shows how mature our democracy is. It is possible that even in a family, not all children become obedient to the parents. The parents will do their best to teach culture to their children, but some kids will continue to do otherwise. But they still remain kids of the family. Talking about the past, I'm very, very happy that we created that platform, because the loving sons and daughters who love their country came to the table so that together we could share the structuring and vision for our country as a family. And I'm so happy that Pollard did contribute immensely to the progress we have achieved during the past 5 years. I believe that the same facility, when I form my government, will be created so that again, as brothers and sisters of our motherland, we should be able to sit around our table and say, how do we best move forward our country?